They call this place the Galapagos of the Arctic, where wildlife rarely comes into contact with humans and where glaciers slowly crawl to meet the sea. These are the images that define this wilderness at the top of the world. And man's impact on Earth is causing the Arctic to melt. We're boarding the Greenpeace vessel Arctic Sunrise. Its activists want to show us what this melting means for the Arctic and its ecosystems. And to see what's below the surface here,
Okay, Gavin, we're ready to dip her in the water, over.
we have to go down to the bottom of the ocean.
We are releasing now, over.
200 metres to the seafloor.
We're 10 metres off the bottom at the moment. This is the altimeter here. We're 10 metres off the seabed.
There is now evidence to support the claim that ecosystems like these are being damaged daily in the Arctic. The melting sea ice here means the ocean is more accessible than it ever has been before. That's good news for the fishing fleets that are moving into the Arctic. Greenpeace has been using camera drones to get a view of the trawlers and the gear they use. The nets are described by some ecologists as bulldozers on the sea floor, which damage the coral and the sea life. The Arctic Sunrise is looking for a British trawler called Kerkella, registered in Hull. It is one of the biggest trawlers there is. Cod is in high demand from the UK in particular. 100,000 tonnes is imported each year to feed our love of fish and chips.
Her gear's down right now, doing 3.5 knots and trawling in about
They're hopeful the crew will talk to them about their plans to fish in this area.
In the Barents Sea. And we do now have a visual of her, although it's a little bit foggy. We're going to ask her a few questions. Kerkella, this is Arctic Sunrise on Channel 10. How do you read me?
I got you fine.
How long has your trawl been down, and when do you expect that you'll be bringing it up again?
I'm sorry, I'm very busy. I will have to cancel this now, back to 15. If there's anything emergency, you call me on 16, but nothing except for an emergency, over.
The crew of the Kerkella may not have had time to talk to Greenpeace, but when the trawler begins to haul, it brings out 40 tonnes of cod. There is nothing illegal about what this ship is doing.
Well, this is the consequence of Britain's insatiable appetite for cod. Trawlers like this one, a British trawler, going further and further north into the Arctic to supply demand. And environmental campaigners say that movement north has to stop now if the fragile ecosystem around the Arctic is to be saved.
And this is what's left on the sea floor after a trawler has been through. The horizontal lines are the tracks from the net gear. Any marine life that lived here before has likely been destroyed.
The seafloor is a complex place. There are a lot of things living above it. There are hard corals, and they may be many centuries old until the day that a net just snaps them off, and then that's it for centuries, even if the nets don't come back. So here there is a chance to get it right.
There has been progress. The UK's leading retailers and supermarkets and some of the world's largest fishing companies have struck a deal to protect parts of the Arctic, as yet unfished. But this agreement is as fragile as the ecosystem it's designed to protect.
The Norwegian government has a very clear responsibility to make sure that there is protection of the areas that are vulnerable and that are opening up. There is a new ocean that is emerging, and what the ice used to protect is now, in a way, up for grabs if we let it happen.
No one is saying no fishing. We're just saying not everywhere, and not unlimited.
The future of the Arctic is a story which hasn't really been written yet. Its resources are in high demand, and it will be how that demand is managed that decides the Arctic's fate. Nick Martin, Sky News, the Arctic.